is simply the ability to have one special event each year. The initial permit that was granted in 2020 allowed for one special event to be held within the first 3 years of operation. Now that special event was held this past August, and I believe there were 466 people that attended. My understanding is that there were 0 complaints. And so what Hillsdale is looking for, and there have been 0 complaints with Hillsdale's operation since it opened up in 2020. Am I correct, Madam Zoning Enforcement Officer, that you have not received any complaints regarding the operation of the Blake Center?
Correct.
Okay. So what we're looking for, Hillsdale is a religious institution, as was determined, and we are asking for, under your zoning regulations, religious institutions are permitted in the A zone, which this property is located in. We're asking for the ability to hold one special event, complying with all of the conditions that were put on the special use permit regarding the first special event. And so these are condition number 4. I don't know, did I pass out copies last time I was here? Did you guys see this? No?
I think we got it.
Because I have extra copies if you would like. Yeah, if you want to pass those down. So basically, the conditions have to do with letting the zoning enforcement officer know at least 60 days in advance when the special event will occur, and you have a mass gathering permit. The Town of Somers has a mass gathering permit, and basically these conditions that are listed here regard public health and safety, and they're very similar. They track a lot of what's in the mass gathering permit, and so we're not asking for any modifications to that. We're simply asking for the ability to hold the one special event each year. So unless you have questions for me or for Laban, I'll turn it over.
I do not. Does any members of the commission have questions?
Yes. Okay. And then I'd like to wrap up after the public has spoken.
Members of the public care to comment for or against this change in their application?
Yeah, do you want to come forward or from here?
Just come forward, say your name and address.
Brent Montague, 119 Colton Road.
Okay.
And so I'd like to speak in favor of modifying the special use permit. I think when Hillsdale first came to town, we didn't quite know what we were getting ourselves into, so we were pretty cautious. But over the course of the last few years, I think we found a group of people at the Blake Center that care very much about the spiritual and the civic life of the community, and they've been gracious and courteous neighbors, not only to those in close proximity to them, but to the whole town. So I would like to see them be able to use their property more fully. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come on, Paul. You came all the way down here.
I know, I walked all the way down. Paul Salva, 17 Twin Brook Drive. I've been involved with this whole process for many years in various aspects. Been to probably about a half dozen of their events or so, including the event they had in August, and it was done impressively well, very tasteful, not a hitch. Jen, you were there, so you could attest that it was pretty quality. And if you didn't know what was going on, you wouldn't have known anything was going on. It was done that well and that tastefully. The parking situation, they took they borrowed spaces from the Greek Orthodox Church in East Long Meadow and then hauled people in, so there was no parking issue. That was a major concern for people. Didn't happen. I think one major event a year is not a huge ask for something that's done as well as they've shown consistently. So that's my say.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Paul, could you repeat your address? I'm sorry.
The address, 17 Twin Brook Drive.
Thank you.
I am Dr. Steve Squatchy, and although I'm not a resident, I own a business in town, so I don't know if that counts.
No, I own a business in town, I'm sorry.
No?
Serious. For residents only.
Okay.
My name is Chris Mozanowski. I live at 7 Meadowbrook Road, which is actually exactly across the street from the Hillsdale building. I also have attended a number of the events in addition to the large events, so I would echo the same comments Paul has. Very well organized, not disruptive at all. Again, I'm literally 200 yards from the property itself, and you would never know something was going on unless you really paid attention to it. So I would fully support the modification.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? George?
Laban, let me just ask you, would the events that you would be planning in the future, the annual event, would it be similar to the event that you had as far as the number of people, and obviously this is what would be anticipated, but the number of people, the same sort of parking and shuttling in?
Yeah, we would expect it to be in a similar vein. You know, the situation with us putting up the tents logistically kind of puts a cap on the maximum number of people, so we'd actually be hard pressed to do a bunch more than we did this last time.
So, and my understanding is you had private security there and
Right.
EMS?
Yeah, we hired private security per Hillsdale's protocols, so you know, I only halfway kidding say an undisclosed amount of private security, but you know, we had a half a dozen private security in addition to police presence and EMS presence on top of that.
Okay, and as far as sanitary facilities, did you have appropriate?
Yeah, we did. In fact, we probably have more sanitary facilities because, again, the kind of event that we have, we want to make sure that there aren't long lines. So we actually had 2 trailers available for use that were sort of higher end, and then we have all the existing bathroom facilities in Monticello. So I think we had enough bathrooms for 50% more of people than we actually had in attendance, and this would be similar, that we would follow that same prescription going forward and have more than we actually need to keep the, you know, keep lines down and keep people happy. No one likes to stay in line away from the bathroom.
So I just have a couple of closing comments here. Section 9.4.E in your regulations is what governs special use. It's entitled Special Use Permit Considerations. And the first one is A, compliance with regulations. And we believe that this application, this modification, complies with all of your regulations. There are not any regulations that we do not comply with. B is consistency with the plan of conservation and development. And I'm going to go through these only to build my record, not to keep everybody here, and not because I'm being paid by the hour.
Yes, actually.
We know.
No, I am being paid by the hour, but that's not why I'm dragging it. All right. The amendment to the existing special use permit is consistent because it with the plan of conservation and development because it, 1, protects open space. This is approximately 100-acre property.
Yeah.
It protects the habitat and natural resources. We're just changing a use here. We're not changing any of the land. Protects farmland. There's an irrigation pond on the property that is used by John Burney for his crops. It protects the community character and the community facilities and any historic structure. And certainly Monticello, although not the building itself is new, it is the largest replica in the world of Monticello.
It's the best.
It was certainly the
I'll put
best.
that on the record.
C of the Plan of Conservation and Development requires orderly development. And so this is the location, type, character, size, and intensity of the use is in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the town and neighborhood, and it will not hinder or discourage appropriate development and use of adjacent property. We just heard from one of the neighbors that lives right across the street. The event, and we would anticipate any further events, would not adversely impact any of the neighbors. It's an appropriate location, this is D, for the use. The building is set back from the road. The tents are set up in back of the building. Parking can't be seen from the road. It's on a state highway. There's adequate provision for fire, police, and emergency equipment. This is a state road. There's beautiful sight lines. We don't expect any traffic congestion. There has not been any. And The use protects important resources, as discussed in the Plan of Conservation and Development section. There are suitable landscaping and buffers. There's adequate utilities. So based on all of that, those are your criteria. We believe we meet everything, and we would ask that you close the public hearing tonight unless you need any additional information, and again, that you look favorably and vote favorably upon this application. Can we answer anything else?
No, I do not believe so.
Wonderful.
Motion from the,
Well, someone else walked in, you might want to double check in case they want to speak.
got anything to say, Tom?
I support the Hillsdale.
I guess state your name and address for the record.
Hi there, Tom Skypeck, 6 Winwood Circle, and yeah, happy to be here to support Hillsdale's application.
Comments from the commission? Motion would be in order to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for application 23-005 for Hillsdale College at 732 Hall Hill Road.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to close the public hearing for Hillsdale College expansion of their use. Any further comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
That's pretty much it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you got to do the discussion and vote. You
Yes.
closed the
Yeah,
public hearing.
discussion.
Oh, that was the public hearing. I thought you just voted on the application.
No, that was closing the public
That was the
hearing.
closed public hearing.
Discussion and vote.
So, thank you.
Any discussion? Consider a motion to approve.
Yeah, I think they've shown that they've been good neighbors, so
I agree. Dan?
one event a year, I don't think it's too much to ask. No.
Any further discussion on those? Hearing none, all in favor?
Who made
Yeah,
the motion?
I gotta make a, I'll make a
Motion.
Jim?
I'll make a motion to accept the application for modification for
You
application.
already accepted the application.
I'm sorry, to,
Accepted, referred to planning, everything.
vote to allow the special use permit condition number 4 to be changed for application 23-005 Hillsdale College, 732 Hall Hill Road, Summers, seeking a modification of the special use permit condition number 4 to allow Hillsdale College to hold one special event at the Blake Center each year, complying with all existing requirements set forth in condition of approval number 4.
Second.
Any further discussion on that?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Moving right along. Yeah, we're going to table that.
I'll make a motion to table the new business.
I'll second it.
My wife picked that out.
Is that really locked on the top? Or is that just for
All in favor?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Aye.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Third. I'm guessing that was your wife who came in to take your kids?
Yeah, she told me she'd be.
Come on.
Oh, I get that.
I said, look,